Welcome back. All right, so 4 games tonight. There are 11 games tomorrow and then 10 on Sunday. So the weekend's pretty busy. But yeah, 4 games tonight. And of course, we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Playoffs start on April the 20th. So we're going to start things off talking about a game that went on for a while. This game took over 3 hours. And while the announcers for the Caps talked about how exciting it was, I thought this one dragged. I really did. I did not think that a 7-6 game could drag, but here we are. So it's Kochetkov versus Kemper. Jarvis has a rush chance that saved. Lots of early whistles. And I could have put that basically through. There were a lot of whistles in this game. Shots are 3-1 Carolina, 3 minutes in. We get a power play for the Canes. That's killed off. And then Aho scores at 6:53 from Gensel and Slavin. Buries a rebound there. They then had a nice tribute to Kuznetsov on his return to Washington. Sandin has a rush chance that saved. We get a power play for the Caps. There was a post for Aho on a rush shorthanded. And then Milano scores from McMichael. He buries one from the side of the net at 12:45. Game's tied at 1. Canes press to respond. Then there's a press by the Caps with 3.5 minutes left. And the Canes get the goal on a Kemper turnover behind his net. Slavin scores from Kokaniemi at 19:12. It's 2-1 Carolina after 1. Second period. Martinook has a chance. That's kicked aside. Malenstein has a net feed that's held. The shots are 3-2 Caps 4 minutes in. Teams exchange rushes. Burns scores. Kemper waves it off. Kemper's like, nope, no goal. He was right. Goalie interference is not a goal. We should just go to Kemper on these. He calls them much faster than the NHL. There were a lot of reviews in this game too. In fact, I'm starting to think the reviews are becoming an issue for the NHL. I know other people have been there for a while, but these are taking way too long. Especially when I'm watching on TV and there was a kicked in one here that went, yeah, that's a kick. And it was like 5 minutes before they were done with the review. So at any rate, shots are 5-4 for the Canes with 9 minutes left. I've told them before, just call me, I'll tell you. Canes press with 8.5 minutes left. Ovechkin has a rush chance that's held. There's a power play for the Caps, and they score on it. It's Ovechkin, so he's a 4-game goal-scoring streak. Strome and Miroshnichenko with the assists at 13:59. And then Milano scores from Strome at 14:40. So within a minute, they go from being down 2-1 to being up 3-2. And it was a face-off win and kind of batted over Kochetkov by Milano out of the air. Canes respond, but they're offside, so Aho scores anyways. The next play at 15:23, Gensel and Jarvis with the assists. 2:49 left. The Caps get a power play. It becomes 1:04 of 4-on-4. Then it becomes 3 seconds of 4-on-3 for the Caps, and it's a double minor on top of that. So during the 4-on-4 at 19:54, Shea scores from Natchez, and so that gives Carolina back the lead. It is 4-3 in their favor after 2 periods of play. Third period, Lindgren's in the net because Darcy Kemper did not have a great night. Canes finish the kill. The Caps go back to the power play and they score on it. It's John Carlson from Lapierre and Ovechkin at 3:15. Then they add another. Milano gets the hat trick goal from Sandin and Strome at 8:19. We then get a power play for the Canes. They score on it. It's Jarvis from Gensel and Svechnikov at 9:35. The Capitals would answer that. McMichael from Van Riemsdyk and Miroshnichenko. You'll notice I didn't even try to make those names fit. That's at 13:53. And then just as I'm thinking, okay, as long as it ends in regulation, no. Aho scores from Natchez and Burns at 17:39. So we had back-to-back hat tricks in this one. First Milano and then Aho. So it goes to overtime. Overtime solved very little because they kept skating backwards. I have no idea why they have overtimes like that where they're just skating backwards to set it up. So we go to a shootout, and in the shootout, it is Strome with the winner. So mercifully, this one ends 7-6 in favor of the Washington Capitals. And again, it took over 3 hours. 34-26-9 is the record for the Caps. 44-20-7 is the record for the Canes with that shootout loss. Shots on net, 10-4 Carolina in the first, 12-9 Carolina in the second, 10-7 Washington in the third. Both teams had 2 shots in the overtime. Final shots, 31-25 Carolina. Power plays 1 for 2 for the Canes, 3 for 6 for Washington. Hits 30-16 for Washington. None of the goalies had a good night. Kochetkov saved 19 out of 25. Kemper saved 18 out of 22. And Lindgren saved 7 out of 9. I would also say, yes, neither of the defenses had a good game. This was just really sloppy, and it went on forever. So this one went over 3 hours, which means it impacted this one, and we will discuss that because I have some opinions about Sportsnet. All right, next up, Pittsburgh and Dallas. So you have Jari versus Ottinger in this one. Early Stars rush misfires. There's a mask save on a Bunting one-timer, and then Bunting scores. He buries one in close at 2:45 from Malkin and Joseph. Penguins press for another. Stars really sloppy and turning it over at this point in the game. Pustin into Eller near miss, and then Pavelski would score. So you need a goal. You get one from Joe. He gets that from Harley and Robertson at 7:16, and then the Stars press for the lead. Robertson's then denied on a rush. The game slowed down in the second half, kind of became sort of the game that I think Pittsburgh would want to play. I don't think they want to play a skill back and forth rushing game with a team like Dallas. Stars press with 4 minutes left, but with 1:33 left, the Penguins get a power play. So it's 1-1 after one. And to start the second period, the Stars finish the kill. Hintz misses a net, misses an open net as they press. Rope's been having a hard time with getting the goals lately. More Stars pressure at 4 minutes. Suter has a shot that deflects wide. We then get a power play for the Stars, and they score on it. It's Jamie Benn from Heiskanen and Robertson at 5:52. It's top corner past a screen there. And then at 7:09, Benn puts one in off of one of the Pittsburgh Penguin defenders' sticks. Stankoven with the assist there. That makes it 3-1 for Dallas. We then get a power play for Pittsburgh. That's killed off. One shot on that power play for Pittsburgh. Penguins press with 7.5 minutes left. Things get pushed in a hold by Jarry. The Penguins have a 2-on-1 that misfires in the final minute. It's 3-1 Dallas after two. Third period. Early press by Dallas. We get a power play for the Stars. That's killed off. But at 4:37, good forechecking by Craig Smith. He gets the puck to Sam Steele, who scores. And that ends the night for Jarry. So in goes Nedeljkovic. I wouldn't put this on Jarry, though. Craig Smith then argued with the ref. I was shocked Craig Smith didn't get a 10-minute misconduct out of that because the referee's arguing with him. Like, you could see they're just fighting with each other. And he pointed, and I guess it was get him off the ice. But I thought it was going to be 10 minutes. At any rate, Raquel then buries one in close to make it a goal closer from Malkin and Bunting at 11:03. So Bunting on the board with a goal and an assist tonight. Malkin with 2 helpers. Penguins press with 3.5 minutes left. With 2:52 left, they pull the goalie. And then Marchman hits a crossbar and out on an empty netter. Everybody on that line had chances. They just couldn't hit the empty net. So, yeah, I kept thinking, I know they're up by 2, but somebody hit the empty net. Nobody did until they hit the empty net, and it was offside. Of course it is. So, yeah, no, it stays 4-2. Things get punchy with 5.6 seconds left. My guess is one of the Penguins said, can't you guys hit an empty net? Maybe we shouldn't have had a goalie tonight. Them fighting words. At any rate, Dallas wins 4-2. They go to 43-19-9 with the win. Penguins 30-30-9. And Dallas was alone in first place in their division for about an hour. Shots on net, 10-7 Dallas in the first, 7 apiece in the second, 8-6 Pittsburgh in the third. Final shots, 23-22 for Dallas. Power plays, Pittsburgh 0-2, Dallas 1-2. The hits, 26-19 Pittsburgh. Jarry saved 16 out of 20, and Nedeljkovic saved all 3 in relief. Ottinger, 20 saves on 22 shots. He had a decent game tonight, did Ottinger, and we just need him to string those together. Next up, Columbus and Colorado. This was an interesting game in that Columbus would be pressuring and getting chances, and then Colorado would touch the puck and score. So, Merzlikins versus Georgiev, and 4:28 into this, Columbus scores first. It's Severson from Goudreau and Jenner. In fact, 6 minutes into the first period, the shots are 3-1 for Columbus, so a bit of a sleepy start for the Avalanche. Shots even up as the Avs start improving. I guess somebody put coffee in their Gatorade bottles. Lehkonen can't bury one on a turnover. The Avs press at 8 minutes. Eventually, on a rush, a tic-tac-toe play, Makar scores. He gets that one from Lehkonen and Drouin at 10:59. We get a power play for the Avs. That's killed off. 3:06 left. The Avs go back to the power play. That was killed off. It's 1-1 after one. Second period. Nylander has a rush chance. That's blocked. Columbus presses at 2 minutes. The shots are 5-1 for the Avs, 3.5 minutes in. At 5:43, Colton buries a loose puck that was behind the goalie. Wood and Parisi with the assist there. Colorado had their first lead of the game, and off they went. At 7:07, they score again. It's Rantanen from Manson and Girard. Columbus would try to answer. They get some pressure 9.5 minutes in. Columbus scores, but on the review, they found it was a hand pass. So he hands it down. It lands on the net, falls down, and then gets put in. And because no Colorado player touched it in between, it is a hand pass. It's no goal. Wood then has a 3-on-1 chance. That's held. The Avs press with 5.5 minutes left. Middlestad's denied and close as the Avs have really taken the game over at this stage. Columbus presses with 1.5 minutes left. Werenski prevents a buzzer beater to keep the game within 2 goals. It's 3-1 as we're going to the third period. In the third, McKinnon's robbed on a rush. The Avs press at 3 minutes. The shots are 6-4 for the Avs at 4.5 minutes. Teams exchange turnovers, and then on a breakaway, McKinnon scores. His home streak is up to 33 games from the start of the season. Now, Makar with the assist at 6:01. So Makar with a goal and an assist tonight. We then get a power play for the Avs, and they score on it. It's Rantanen, because of course it is. McKinnon and Drouin with the assists at 7:14. So McKinnon with, is that 3 points tonight? 2 points tonight. I thought he had 3. At any rate, Avs then look for another, because why not? Columbus presses at 9.5 minutes. Things get pushed in a hole by Georgiev. Columbus presses again with 7 minutes left, but at 13:38 on a rush, Nichushkin adds another. That's from Mittelstadt and Rantanen. Near miss for Makar on a 3-on-1 rush. And then we had a fight between Olivier and Manson, where Manson kind of taps out like, okay, I'm tired. The fans booed when the linesman pulled him apart. So Manson, they don't care if you're tired. They want you to keep punching. At any rate, Colorado punched pretty well tonight. They win 6-1. That's 8 wins in a row for the Avs. The No Mercy Magnets right there. They go to 45-20-5 with the win. Columbus 23-35-12 with the loss. Shots on net 14-5 Columbus in the first, 22-7 Colorado. 14-5 Colorado in the first, 22-7 Colorado in the second, 14-12 Colorado in the third. Final shots are 50-24 for Colorado. And yet, I thought Columbus had some good chances. They had some good pressures. They weren't necessarily hitting the net. And then Colorado would take the puck and make them pay for it. Power plays, Columbus didn't have any. Colorado 1 for 3. The hits 26-18 Colorado. Merzlikins 44 saves on 50 shots. Georgiev 23 saves on 24 shots. So good night for Georgiev. And if you're an Avs fan, well, they're back to being tied. Now Winnipeg's got to answer them tomorrow. All right, next up, the last one tonight, the game that I wasn't able to see the whole thing because Sportsnet, I don't understand this. So it's Decord versus Vejmelka, but I can't watch it because this is the game they're showing nationwide. So all across Canada, there's this game. I do not have the option either via Sportsnet or via the NHL Center Ice package to watch anything else but this game, even though this one started. I do not have the option. There are 5 channels that were set to show this. They didn't break away from any of them to show the start of this game. I understand this is not a playoff ramification kind of game, but you have 5 different channels showing the same game. Why have so many different Sportsnet channels if they're all going to show the exact same thing? The only difference is the commercials. At any rate, the shots were 4-3 for the Kraken at 4 minutes. Not that I would know. I wasn't able to watch. And I missed the first 4.5 minutes, and again, on 5 channels. Then the Kraken press at 5 minutes. Larson has a screenshot that's held. As soon as I'm watching, like the shot totals just drop right off, of course. Oh, Shannon's watching. Quick. Nobody do anything. Gunther has a slot shot that's held. The Kraken press. The Coyotes block. Dumoulin has a one-timer that's kicked aside with 3:41 left. The Kraken get a power play. There's a post for Beniers. That power play is killed off. Tanev's then denied on a rush. So there's no score after one, but Seattle had some chances. Second period. 10 seconds in, the Kraken get a power play. That was killed off, and then Vejmelka holds after. I think there was only one shot on that power play. Tanev's then denied. The puck's cleared out after. We get a power play for the Coyotes. That's killed off. Shots are 3-2 for Arizona at 5.5 minutes. We get a power play for the Kraken. That's killed off as well. Krause has a rush chance that's held. Cartier's denied on a turnover opportunity. Keller fires one wide from the slot. Tanev has a rush chance. That's blocked. Kraken press in the final minute. It stays 0-0 after 2. Third period. Alexiak has a slap shot that's held. Good forechecking by Seattle at this point. And then we have a fight between Borgen and Kesselring, and it breaks out while the play's going on. I heard the whistle before I think the players did, because I hear a whistle and I'm thinking, why are they still skating around? But there was a fight way behind the play, so I guess they just didn't know that was going on. Then there's a glove save on a rush by Krause. There was a crossbar for Burakovsky. Seattle presses, and they would score. It's Evans with his first NHL goal. He scores from McCann and Schwartz at 7:40. That was the 4th shot of the period for Seattle. The Coyotes only had 1 to that stage. So the Coyotes score, but the review shows that McBain kicked it in. Again, I could see right away. I'm like, yeah, that's a kick. And then 5 minutes later, like, yeah, we decided it's a kick. Yeah. It's the inside of the skate, and you could see he clearly moved to kick that puck in. So, yeah, it's a kick. So Gord has a net feed. That's kicked aside. Carconi to Kerfoot. There's a near miss there. The Kraken press with 6 minutes left. Tanev on a rush tried to fool Vejmelka, tried to outweight him. Vejmelka wasn't biting on it. 1:40 left. The Coyotes call a timeout. They also pulled the goalie, and it worked. At 18:52, Clayton Keller ties the game from Bukestad and Schmaltz. So we go to overtime because this was destined to go to overtime, and I called it before the third period. This was going to go to overtime. Shots are in favor of Arizona in the first, but after that, this was a very evenly played game. So we go to overtime. Coyotes control early. The Kraken take over. The Coyotes back check pretty well there. Beniers has a net drive that's defended. And at 4 minutes and 12 seconds, just I'm thinking, are we going to another shootout tonight? Gunther on a nice breakaway. He scores from Cooley. Your final score is 2-1. Arizona with a comeback victory here. They go to 29, 36, and 5 on the season. With the overtime loss, Seattle's record now stands at 28, 28, and 13. Shots on net, 11-10 Arizona in the first, 10-7 Seattle in the second, 6 apiece in the third, 2 apiece in the overtime. Final shots are 28-26 Seattle. It was a very evenly played game. Power plays 0 for 3 for Seattle, 0 for 2 for Arizona. Hits 28-20 Arizona. Decord saves 24-26. Vejmelka saved 27 out of 28. Vejmelka continues to have a really strong run since the All-Star break. All right, there you go. Let me know your thoughts on these games in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. And again, I don't mind that they show this. I think there should be a feed or an option to watch this game. And there wasn't. So anyway, all right, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.